Hello, children, and welcome once again to the online class conducted during the COVID 19 lockdown period. In the previous lesson, we had seen about the first aid techniques, and today we will see further about the methods of transporting victims. Lovely stars. Come on.
What is the first aid treatment in case of injuries like sprains, twisting, and contusion? Contusion means injury. Well, the term used for first aid in such cases is very interesting. It is called as RICE. 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 The RICE remedy, where R stands for relaxed position, I stands for ice pack, C stands for compression, and E stands for elevate. For example, if a person has suffered a sprain, the RICE remedy may be used for first aid. So, R for rest. Allow the victim to sit in a relaxed position. Ice. Apply an ice pack to the injured part. Compression. After the ice pack treatment, the injured part should be massaged gently. Elevate. The injured part should be kept in a raised or an elevated position. Now, what to do in case the injured person is unable to move on his own? Well, do not move an injured person unless they are in a life threatening situation. Moving an injured person can worsen the injury. But if you do need to move the person, it is important to do it correctly to reduce the risk to the injured person and to yourself. There are certain standard practices to transport such patients. Let us have a look at these methods. The first method is the cradle method. This method is quick and easy, but it can only be used for children and people who are much smaller than the rescuer because the person's entire weight hangs on your arms and you will tire very quickly. In such cases, scoop the child up so that you are carrying the child in front of you with one hand around the child's back and the other under his or her knees. Then, the rescuer should bend at the knees and keep his back straight while lifting. Because if you injure your back in the process of lifting the person, you won't be able to help as effectively. The second method is carrying piggyback or carrying like a backpack. This method can be used if the person is unconscious or even if the person is too large for you to carry in the cradle position. The third method is the human crutch method. This method might be used if the person has an injury to only one leg. Slowly help the person to stand, supporting him on the injured side. Then hold his hand around your shoulders with the hand furthest from them. Now put your other hand around their waist. Help them to balance as they hop to safety. This enables them to minimize the amount of weight that must go on the injured leg. The fourth method is pulling or dragging the person to safety. The drag method is safer than lifting the person for both the rescuer and the injured person. Always pull slowly and steadily, moving the person in as straight a line as possible. The methods used may be on the type of injury, namely leg drag, when the person does not have leg injuries but still is unable to walk. Then the arm drag, when the person has leg injuries. And then the clothing drag, when the person is injured in both the arms and the legs. Dragging them by the clothes then becomes necessary. The fifth method is carrying on two-hand chair. In case a chair is not available, then uh, and in case there are two rescuers available, then both the rescuers they may hold hands and the injured person may sit with upright body as if sitting on a chair. Another method is carrying on a four-hand chair. In this, both the rescuers should grasp each other's wrist. If you are one of the rescuer, then you should allow the other person to grasp your left wrist with his right hand. In turn, you should grasp your right wrist with your left hand. Now, your right hand should grasp his left wrist and his left hand should grasp the right wrist. Your hands should form a square shape when locked together. Another method is the fireman's carry method. This method is generally used by firefighters, by soldiers, and by the lifeguards because it allows the rescuer to carry the victim for some distance very quickly. Using a makeshift stretcher. In an emergency, if a regular stretcher is not available, then a temporary stretcher may be made with available things like bamboo or stick, blankets, etc. Another method may be if a chair is available, then we may carry the injured person on a chair. So, if it is available, use a chair to carry the injured person, and this is especially effective if the rescuer has to climb stairs. Then there are certain emergency measures we may take. Generally, the boats are used by the civil administration to rescue people trapped in a flooded area. As an emergency measure, wooden boards, bamboo floats, air-filled rubber tube from a tire can be used to advantage. Time for revision, children. Today we have seen the rice remedy which may be used as first aid in case of injuries like sprains, twisting and contusion. Then we have also seen various methods by which we may transport the victims or the patients. We have seen the cradle method, the piggyback method, the human crutch method, the dragging method, the carrying on two-hand chair and the four-hand chair. Then we have also seen the fireman's carry method and the use of makeshift stretcher. Note down your assignment, children. Explain with suitable examples the care to be taken when using the methods of transporting patients.
So children, till we meet again, stay home, stay safe, plant a sapling. God bless.